Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well and I hope that you have a magnificent day. I am here to do an intuitive card reading to see what insights, guidance, and messages the universe wants to share with us at this time, especially in regards to having faith and trust, as well as choosing kindness, peace, love, compassion, and gentleness, even when other people are trying to get you to play their game and play by their rules. We don't have to reciprocate. We can create the reality in the future we want. So let's take a look at the cards and see what the universe wants us to know. Okay, so we have Violet. Create a balanced life. And a lot of us, our lives right now are very out of balance, whether it be too much giving into, external approval and validation and not listening to our own internal guidance, our own inner compass, having too much productivity / work and not enough balance of relaxation, rest, and just fun and connecting with the people, places, and things that bring you joy. There could also be, too much going inward in meditation and reflection and not enough time with the external, or vice versa, spending way too much time in the external world, keeping yourself busy so much that you don't have any time to go in the internal. We could be focusing too much on, the physical, too much on the mental, too much on the emotional. Like, there's so many ways that our lives can become out of balance. And the universe is really asking for us to create more balance and harmony in our lives, because when we have balance, we will create that inner state of calm, of peace, of fulfillment, of, being able to weather the storm, to be like, okay, I see this. Okay, what's the best move forward? And we can come from a more collected state. But since so many of us have our lives out of balance, it's easy to rile us up and get us in a tizzy and to have us, run around like a chicken with our heads cut off, or someone will do something and it'll just trigger us and we'll start having these emotionally volatile explosions. My family's been doing that a lot lately. Just my mom will come home and just like curse and rant and scream about all the quote-unquote idiots that she had to deal with today. And it's just like, you're not tending to yourself. You're just, it's a whole thing. And so when we don't have a balanced life, it's really going to show. And you can look at all of the lack of ease and wellness in the world nowadays, and it's all coming from a lack of balance. And it's really sad, but if we can take some time to, focus on filling up our cup, giving ourselves some TLC, creating that balance, it's going to just shift things profusely. But not everybody thinks about doing that. They think like, oh, it's a waste of time. And it's like, not really. And another thing that we don't usually do is connect with the divine, connect with spirit, connect with the universe, Rainbow, connect to spirit and nature. So few of us are connected to nature nowadays. So few of us are connected to spirituality, the divine, the universe, like whatever you want to label it as. We are so caught up in our hectic modern society life, running around from activity to activity, thing to thing, work to, hanging out with friends, to running kids around to their after school activities, whatever it is. Like, we don't have any mindfulness a lot of the times. And it really shows in our lack of connection is what's creating a lot of this lack of balance, honestly. Like, so many of us are quote unquote living in the concrete jungle, and I'm not going to say that modern society is inherently bad or evil or anything like that, but it's very much out of balance. There's so much chaos and like like, what's the best way to put it? Like, there's so much bombardment of your senses, and like the concrete, it's like, and the asphalt is, it's not natural. Like, there's nothing wrong with, building things and learning and growing and trying out new innovations and all that, but I feel like so many of us have lost that connection to the basic things. Like, we're so disconnected, and like we're not in balance with ourselves. And so the universe is coming and saying, like, hey, it's time to start connecting back to the divine. It's time to start connecting back to spirit. It's time to start connecting back to nature. And it's time to start connecting back with yourself. So many of us put ourselves on the back burner. I know I've done it plenty of times. I've been conditioned and programmed from my family, by school, by my jobs. Like, there's like just wanting you to be a cog in the machine and not to make noise does not rock the boat. And it's just like, humans aren't meant to live like that. They're human. They're not cogs in a machine. They're not robots. They have feelings. They have needs. They have aspirations, and you can't just shove them in this tiny little box and think that it's going to be all well and good. Like, it creates a very unbalanced life. It really, really does. So that's why the universe is asking, hey, start connecting yourself again. Start reconnecting to nature. Start, connecting with the divine again, because it's going to, again, have all these monumental shifts in your reality, in your life. Yeah, it's going to lead to an extraordinary life. Cherry, live an extraordinary life. You're not meant to settle for mediocre or to just struggle to survive and just be existing all the time. You're not. Yeah, you may have, seasons of your life where there's more hardship and struggles in terms of stuff like finances. I'm there with you. I'm there with you. I'm trying to work things out, but it kind of feels like everything in society is set up against you. The student loan debt, the wages, it's like there hasn't been any raises, and like all these people are just like, doing you for pennies, and it's a lot. Mortgages or crazy interest rates, credit cards are crazy interest rates. It's a lot, but the universe wants you to know it's not always going to be this way. It really isn't. And so it's wanting you to come in and to have the trust, have the faith, to believe that things will get better. Yeah, we may be in the thick of the storm right now. Yeah, things may be looking a little dire. Maybe we're in the middle of a drought, whether literally or metaphorically, or maybe like the floods. Like, there can be a lot of things going on in the world, but know that the storms will pass. It's not going to last forever, and brighter days are coming. It's not always going to be super hard like this. I'm there with you. I'm there with you. The prices of housing is ridiculous. Why do you think I'm still with my family even though they're not healthy to be around? It's just like, I know that I need to, move on to bigger and better things, but it's a process of it coming into the physical reality. Like, I know that I'm meant to have a space of my own where I can create that sanctuary, where I can have a loving, peaceful, healthy environment. I'm just not quite there yet, which is why I tried to make do with what I have now, and why I end up staying up late as a night owl, because they're all asleep and there's some peace and quiet now. It is what it is. But yeah, we're meant to have an extraordinary life. We're not meant to be miserable. We're not meant to, suffer and just like struggle to survive. And all the people, because I have come across so many, I know it's not everyone. Sometimes it feels like, I don't know if it's the quote unquote enemy as people like to refer to, like the devil, Satan, whatever, but like it feels like sometimes there are really forces working against me and trying to get me to fall into despair, into misery, to, sacrifice my integrity and my values and my morals, my strength of character, and to stoop to all these people's levels and to be nasty back to them and to throw mud and to, tit for tat and all these things. And it's just like, it just feels so heavy. It really does. And I was like, I don't want to live like that. I don't want to choose nastiness and toxicity and all this heaviness and hatred. Like, I get why people would when there's just been a lot of injustice and cruelty and coldness and betrayal and being let down and all that. Like, I get it. I have been on the receiving end of that so many times, but that's not the world I want to live in. I want to live in a world that focuses more on love and kindness and peace and joy and prosperity and fun and togetherness and lifting each other up instead of trying to tear each other down, and if I play by their rules that they're trying to get me to play that game, it's not going to become that world. And so I'm doing the best I can to show up and, do what I can. I hope that other people will join me. I know there are other people out there, but I also get how we can get very discouraged when we just see this nastiness come over and over and over again, and we just keep receiving it. Oh my goodness. And I'm not trying to speak that over myself. I'm just speaking from past experience. Like, man, I've been through it, and I'm sure a lot of you have it too. But yeah, first quarter moon in Cancer, push through any insecurity. And like past experience and, how other people, they might be, being hateful and divisive and nasty and toxic and all these things. You may come across manipulators and deceivers and narcissists and all these people. Know that whatever doubt and fear that could be trying to, sow its way into you, you don't have to believe it. Fear is false evidence appearing real. You can push through the security. You can work through and process and feel your emotions, and you can feel in your heart and soul what is actually true. Because love, kindness, peace, truth, like all of that is way stronger than any fear or insecurity or doubt. It really is. That's not to say that fear, insecurity, doubt, negativity, those emotions can't be really strong, because they very much can. But we can have that extraordinary life. We don't have to buy into the negative narratives, the limiting beliefs. We can work our way through and break through them. Yeah, the universe is driving this message home. Full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. Let your fears dissolve. Fear is false evidence appearing real. You don't have to believe it. Don't beat yourself up or guilt or shame yourself for feeling whichever feelings are coming up. You're human. Those feelings are a natural part of the human experience. But that doesn't mean you have to believe them. That doesn't mean you have to cling on to them and make them like the narrative you are, writing your life story with. You can let them dissolve. You can work through them. You can process them. You can see them for what they are. You can give them space to hear them out and be like, okay. Because a lot of times it's what we're fighting against and resisting that causes it to grow stronger and larger and just become this unstoppable force. And that's part of why back when I was in college, it was for a humanities class. It might have been like human language or something, and the professor, I'm trying to remember exactly what he asked, but it was something like, what's one thing you want to obliterate or something like that. And just the language, like the energy of it just was really off-putting. And like, I get what the question meant. It's like, what did you want to no longer be around? Like, you didn't, because like people were saying like poverty, war, all these things. But it's just like, it just felt so heavy and like wrong. And it's just like, if you're fighting against it, you're just making it stronger. So when it came to my turn, I said nothing. I want to obliterate nothing. Because I'm just like, that doesn't align. It doesn't resonate. And everyone was staring at me confused, like, what are you talking about? And it's like, because whatever we fight against grows stronger. Like, think about it. People are having wars on drug, wars on poverty, wars on all of these things. Has it actually worked? Has it actually eliminated the problem? Has it? Because if I look around and I still see a lot of those things very prevalent in society. Just saying. And so it's just like, we gotta be mindful. And if we're trying to fight against things and, push against them and resist them, odds are they're going to show up more in our life. So just make space for it. Make space for it. Allow it to be seen and heard. Allow it to be. Don't judge it as right or wrong. Just allow it to be. Doesn't mean you act on it, mind you. But you give it space. You're like, okay, this is where I'm at right now. And usually that's all it really wants. Like your emotions, your inner child, all it wants to do is be seen and heard. And it will help you dissolve your fears and work through insecurity and all of that, you know? First quarter moon in Taurus, release control. That's a big one. That's a big one. So many people want to be in control. They want to try to control other people, external circumstances, everything. And it's like, this thing is, the only thing we have control over is how we choose to show up in the world, the narratives we choose to tell ourselves, what we choose to associate with, what we choose to be. Like, we don't have control over our emotions in the sense of we're going to feel a wide range of emotions. Life is a roller coaster, and the human experience comes with positive and negative emotions. There are going to be some days where you're feeling the grief, the sorrow, the misery, the anger, the fury, like the frustration. But then there are also going to be days where you just feel pure joy, love, lightheartedness, fun, laughter, like all of that. So it's like, you gotta be open to it, because if you're trying to control yourself and your emotions and like external things that you have no say over, it's gonna be a really rough ride. It really is. I get why people want to. I've been there before, because, you know, my family's basically instilled this perfectionism in me, and it's like, if I wasn't perfect, like I wasn't good enough, and like even when I was perfect, it still wasn't good enough. So it's a whole thing. We gotta let go of the control. We gotta be able to make space for things, to let them be, not necessarily act on them, but stop making ourselves right or wrong. Like, we're human. We have the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. We have our shadow side. And so often what makes it, you know, with our trauma, our triggers and all that, it's all the stronger is because we're fighting against it. We're resisting it. We're trying to push it away, sidestep it, sweep it under the rug. And we need to show ourselves more kindness, more, you know, love, more compassion, more gentleness. And so few of us do that. And I think that's one of the big reasons there's so much imbalance in life and our society. Because we're basically told to put ourselves on the back burner and slap on a happy face and be like, everything's great. Everything's great. Everything's great. Everything's great. Happy face, happy face, happy face. Good vibes only. It's like, that's not realistic. Yes, you know, strive for the good vibes. Strive for peace and kindness and love and joy and fun and positivity and gratitude and all that. Yes, strive for it. But allow yourself to be human, you know? You gotta release that control. We're very out of balance when we're trying to do control all the time. New Moon in Scorpio. Go deeper. Yep, go deeper into yourself. Into why you may be feeling what you're feeling, or why you may be reacting the way you do, or why you may be having the beliefs you're having. Go deeper. Allow yourself to be, allow yourself to explore, allow yourself to see and listen and feel. Because so few of us do. So many of us stay at the surface level at best. You know, we're running away from ourselves, our past, our feelings. We're numbing out with things like Netflix, with alcohol, overeating, coping mechanisms like shopping or gambling. Like, we need to go deeper. We need to feel, we need to be, because if we are always running from ourselves, if we're always staying on the surface level, we're not going to be able to live that extraordinary life, because we're being superficial, we're being inauthentic, we're not being real. And it's not always easy to go deeper and to sit and feel and see and listen to all of that, because like some of that, oh boy, it's a lot. It feels like it could drag you under. It's so painful. Like, I'm there with you. I've been in that spot so many times, and I get why people want to run away. I don't really particularly want to feel it either, but I'm just like, I know if I run away from it, it's just going to make things worse. And it's like, I get the human desire to run away from it, But we've been doing so much work and we've come so far and we've been through so much and overcome it. And yeah, we still have things that are messy in our lives and we still have things to work on. We're the work in progress and, we're imperfect, we're flawed humans, but the universe really wants us to be proud of ourselves. Last quarter moon in Taurus. We have come so far. You are being kinder and gentler and more loving to yourself. And you are being more mindful with how you show up in the world. And you're trying your best to do the inner work. And sure, it may be taking longer than you want, but you've been making so much progress. And the universe wants you to give yourself more credit. Celebrate yourself more because you're doing so much. You are. Even if you're not seeing the progress yet, even if it doesn't look like it on the external, you have been doing so much. We also have authenticity. The universe wants you to be real. It wants you to be genuine. It doesn't want you to fake anymore. Allow yourself to be as you really are. Be yourself, pursue your passions, and show your authentic self. Don't pay attention to what others are thinking of you. Yeah, because speaking from experience, in the past, I have tried to bend over backwards for people. I have done everything in my power to be kind and considerate and peaceful and gentle and loving and just respectful and just going out of my way to try to make them feel loved, feel seen, feel valued. And they'll still say that I'm viewing them as the bad guys and I think they're monsters and like I'm crazy and like all these things. Like I'm still ruining things even when I'm doing all that. So it's like, yeah, you do you. You play by your own rules, stay true to yourself, have that strength of character, have that integrity, choose the world you want to live in and create that with your actions, with your choices. And, what other people say, what other people do, that says more about them than it does you. This is why the universe is saying don't mind them. Don't get caught up in external validation, external approval. It's great if you can get it, but that's not what really matters. Have that intrinsic motivation. Have that intrinsic approval. Have that intrinsic validation because be able to live as your authentic self and be proud of who you are. Be able to go to bed at night and be like, yep, I was me and I did my best and that's all that I need. I get wanting to have connections. I get lonely. I do, because I have come across so many inauthentic people who are just playing by these nasty, manipulative playbooks. And I'm like, I don't want that in my life. And it's like, I do wish you the best. I don't have any ill will against you. But it's like, that doesn't vibe with me. It does not resonate. That's not the kind of people I want to build a life with, And so it can be hard. But we need the authenticity to live that extraordinary life. And by staying in your authenticity, it's going to lead to expansion. Trust in your abilities and embrace opportunities for growth and expansion. That's the thing. The universe is helping you grow and expand so you can live that extraordinary life. It's helping you to go deeper. It's helping you to push through insecurities. It's helping you to dissolve your fears, to release control, to be proud of yourself, to recognize your value and to be true to yourself, to be kind and loving and peaceful and respectful and gentle with you and everyone you meet. It's going to open up so many doors for you. Yeah, and those doors will lead to abundance. Financial abundance and success are on the horizon. Stay focused and disciplined, yeah. And when it says stay focused and disciplined, this very much feels like it's staying focused and disciplined on being who you truly are. Staying true to yourself, your strength of character, your integrity, your values, your morals, your priorities, being who you really are and not letting other people change you. Because they're going to try. So many people have tried with me. They've tried to get me to, lash out and be playing their nasty game with manipulation, deception, betrayal, backstabbing, all that. And it's like, that. I don't want to play those games. And so if you stay true to yourself, if you remain authentic, You're going to have the abundance. You're going to have the extraordinary life. The universe wants you to trust, to let go of those insecurities, because it is going to happen. Robin, new growth and potential is on the horizon. Reach out and embrace it. Yeah, that's what the universe is saying. Hey, it's coming. Brighter days are on the horizon. They're coming. You don't need to worry. You don't need to doubt it. Just trust and believe it's going to happen, because it is. You will get to live that extraordinary life. The universe is promising you that. It doesn't always look like it, but it's coming. Bluebird, you're being gifted with blessings of happiness and peace, yeah. And part of that is just deciding to make that your priority, to have peace of mind and well-being be a priority, to, make those choices to have that internal happiness, that internal peace, because you are worth it. You are worth it. So make choices that foster that, You matter. We have Blue Jay. The time is right to access and master your abilities. Do so with humility and control. And the universe is pointing out the control aspect. It is more of control in terms of choosing what you do, choosing what you associate with, choosing how you show up in the world, choosing what narratives you subscribe to. Not so much trying to control other people or external factors. Like, you can't control the weather, you can't control traffic, you can't control what other people do. So, you have control over yourself. You don't necessarily have control over what emotions come up, but you have the free will to choose how you choose to respond, right? Like, you can choose to, get swept up in the heat of the moment, the heat of your heightened emotions, and lash out as they boil over. Or you can choose to take a moment to breathe, to process, to calm yourself, and to then, address things when you're in a better state, Because we don't have to do things when we're all, caught up in fear and anxiety and doubt and insecurity and all that. White turkey. The power to heal the earth is within you. It's very much be the change you want to see in the world. Me personally, I want to see the world that is kinder, gentler, more loving, more peaceful, has more joy and fun and lightheartedness in it. And so that's what I try to bring to the world. Can't say I'm perfect at it. I'm still human, but I'm trying to heal the world little by little by my choices. And I know, I can't change everything and everyone. Like, it's not like I'm going to be like, flip a switch, snap of the fingers, everything's better. But little by little, I can, be doing random acts of kindness for people. Or I can, be that listening ear. Or I can be that place of gentleness, peace, kindness, and love that inspire other people, just because, like, maybe they don't get any, like, smiles, or they don't get anyone checking in on them. Like, I try to do what I can, and we can heal the world. We can be the change we want to see in the world. It may take some work, but we can do it. You have Canary. Step forward now and sing your song. There is power in finding your voice. And this is what the universe is saying. Be authentic. Let your true colors shine. Don't die with your song unheard. You have the power within you to heal. You have the power to make a difference in the world. You have the power to create a life that is extraordinary, that is connected, that's in balance, that, you can go deeper and be true to yourself, that you can have this authentic abundance and prosperity and peace and happiness. You can create what you want to see in the world, but you got to stay true to you. You can't let other people silence you. So we have share my light with the world. And that's what the universe is really asking for you to do. To share your light with the world. Yeah, the world can be a messy place. It can be chaotic and turbulent, and there's definitely the shadow and the light, the yin and the yang. But as Uncle Iroh says, if you look for the light, you can often find it. But if you look for the dark, it's all you ever with the conditioning and the programming from my family and peers and the schooling systems, all that, like, I was just getting reinforced time and time again of my darkness, and that's all I could see for a long time. And so, like, it just made me wonder, like, what's the point of me even being here? I'm just a burden. Apparently I just ruin things. Apparently I take up too much. I'm too needy, this, that, and the other. Like, I'm too much, like, all these things. And so it's like, that's all I saw. And so, like, it, for so many nights I would cry myself to sleep and be like, people would be happier if I wasn't here. But when I was able to start looking for the light, I was able to see the good in me, and how, like, so many, like, there are plenty of people out there who, like, see my light and see me for who I truly am. And, like, I wasn't always hearing them because, you know, people like my family and toxic bosses and peers who just would think I was stupid because I wouldn't talk much, like, all these things, like, those are the loudest voices. So the good qualities weren't shown, like, they weren't being reinforced to me. But once I was starting to look for that light, I could even see it in myself, and I could see how kind and gentle and loving I am, how much I care about other people. And just because other people decide to take advantage of me and mistreat me and betray me and let me down and all these things, just because they do that, that doesn't have anything to say about me. It has more to say about them. And, like, also, even though people can do some horrible, nasty things out there, there's still good in humanity. Like, I genuinely believe that. Yes, humanity needs a lot of work. Humanity needs a lot of healing and needs to rebalance and, you know, work through their feelings. Like, there's a whole lot of things, but there is still good in the world. There really is. It's not always easy to see, but sometimes just sharing your light is going to make a world of a difference, you know? Yeah, this is a big one. I measure my success by how much fun I'm having, and that's not a normal sentiment in today's society. Fun is seen as, like, a leisure thing, as, like, oh, you're not being productive. Oh, like, that's just a silly thing. It's a childish thing. Like, no, being productive and getting stuff done, that's successful. Having a bunch of money, having a bunch of material things, this, that, and the other, having a bunch of fame, that's being successful. And it's like, but how many people who are, like, super rich and have the fame and all this stuff, how many of them are actually enjoying life? How many of them are actually having fun? And that's not to say that all of them aren't, but, like, life is meant to be enjoyed. And so what good is it if you have all these things and all that, if you aren't enjoying life, if you're still miserable? It's like, so many people try to fill the void with things and money and just fame and recognition. And it's like, but they're really miserable. The narcissist that I escaped from, yeah, that was very much his MO. He was trying to avoid his feelings and trying to pretend like he was happy and all that by filling the internal void with things, with money. And he did not have that much fun. He tried to act like it, but once you got to know him, you start seeing things, which is part of the reason why I got ejected out and I got a whole smear campaign set against me. It was because I saw too much, and he didn't like that. He wanted everyone to believe his little charade and all that, so it was a whole thing. But yeah, have more fun, enjoy life more, because it's too short to be so miserable all the time, you know? Yep. I release my need to be perfect, and I center into my commitment to serve the world more love. And that's really what the universe is asking us. It's just like, try to be more loving. It's not always easy. Been there, done that, like, with all the nastiness that toxic group and the narcissists were doing, and how my family can be like that, and the toxic bosses, and, like, my peer groups, and, like, so many things. Like, even my coworkers, they were always starting all this negative gossip and rumors and all that. It's like, it can be challenging. You're like, why are you doing this? Your energy is so draining, and I just want peace and love and kindness and gentleness, and you choose the opposite, okay? It can be hard. But don't beat yourself up if you have an unloving thought. Don't beat yourself up if you have a negative emotion. You don't need to be perfect. You're a work in progress and a masterpiece at the same time. Just do your best to choose the best option you have available. Try to choose your highest from where you're at. And sometimes that means going silent so you don't, give in to your heated emotions and go off on people. I've had to do that. People can push buttons. Whoo, being human, guys, but we can serve more love. And sometimes the most loving thing to do in certain situations is to know when to walk away, to know when to create distance, to know when to go silent, and to, catch your tongue and be like, no, not going to do that. And it's also loving for yourself, because being in those intense emotions and energies isn't very loving for yourself. It's not fun, not enjoyable, Quill, get back to the basics, and the basics could just be connecting with nature and the basics of what is truly important to you, which for most people, when you really boil down to the heart of it all, is just love, kindness, connection, joy, peace. Let's get back to basics. Fill up your cup. Create a sanctuary for yourself where you can have that peace, that joy, that love, that lightheartedness. You can work through your emotions, Because again, once you connect with the divine and you get your life back in balance, it's when we can start bringing in that extraordinary life, and work through those emotions. Yeah. Table, hard work ahead. Yeah. To create the kind of world I'm looking for, to have that brighter future, it's gonna take work. And it's not necessarily traditional work. It's not necessarily like, oh, I need to, create this business and I need to, become this internet sensation or whatever. It's like, sometimes that hard work is just doing the inner work on yourself, to process your emotions, to, heal your past wounds, to, get clarity on what it is that's truly important for you, and to move forward in the world with more love and kindness and peace and joy. It's not easy, but it's worthwhile. Yeah, all this hard work is going to get us to the bridge, and we're going to successfully overcome the problems. We're going to be able to push through insecurity. We're going to be able to dissolve our fears. We're going to be able to release control and go deeper. We're going to be able to be authentic. And it's all going to come together so we can have this extraordinary life. Yeah. Crown. We are reclaiming our power. We are reclaiming the throne of our lives to be the king or queen of our lives. Honor and respect will come to you. And it's because you're doing the inner work. It's because you are getting your life back into balance. You are connecting with the divine. You are being authentic and genuine and real. And people are going to appreciate that from you. Because honestly, I'm noticing it more and more. People are starved for authenticity. They're so tired of the fakes. They're so tired of the pretenders. They want real. They want authentic. They want genuine. And so you're going to be getting the crown. You're going to be the ruler of your world. Yeah, harp. Great happiness. Like, you're going to be able to have happiness and peace and joy and prosperity in your life because of all the effort you're putting in. You're going deeper. You're not staying at the surface level. You're not pretending anymore. You're not running away. Sun, happiness and well-being. Like, this is the universe driving it home. It's like all this love and magic and miracles and well-being is just raining down, shining down on you from the universe. It's the dawn of a new era. And the universe really wants you to be proud of you. You're doing so much good. So much good. Again, the universe really wants you to know, like, peace, joy, love, lightheartedness, fun, all of that is yours. Flowers, happiness. You are creating this beautiful life for yourself. You are sharing your light with the world because it is truly a beautiful light. Don't hide it away anymore. You can create this extraordinary life by being yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be authentic and real. You gotta show up for yourself and other people by being yourself, by being real, and by bringing more love and kindness into the situation. So I'm sending you all so much love, guys. We're doing a whole lot of work. I hope that you all have a marvelous rest of your day. Please take care. Let me know what's going on. If you ever need a listening ear, I'm here for you. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.